All right, I'm starting to see some people come in, and I'll give y'all a few minutes to come on in the room, and we'll get started. And everybody else will have to catch up later. Yeah, what's going on? Kylan, is that your name? Okay, what's going on? You say links 101. Yeah, Black Reality. Hello, greetings on a Sunday. You know, my impromptu live streams. The day's gonna come where I can actually schedule a certain time for my live streams, but I think that time's not gonna happen until another 2 years, to be honest with you. Then I can have a specific time to do live streams because I want to do so many things on a schedule, but I just have to wait my time to do that. Greetings, everyone. I hope everybody is good. I hope you're getting your or have gotten your supplies, like I told you guys on our main channel. To get your supplies because if you follow me on Twitter, you saw that the store is now already limiting people what you can get on certain things now. Rest assured, you know, either some things will be greatly restricted or we're going to be locked down, something, but it's coming. It is coming. So you should have had your things already. You should have had them. I think one of the worst things you can do is be in grocery stores and there's a bunch of people during this time period. Like I said, it may not be you, it's a sick one, but they got a lot of sickly people running around, could give you something, right? So, how's my family? My family's good. Hold on. You say you're not feeling ashamed by how you feel on every topic. Um, my family know how I am. Listen, especially at this, what I love about this stage of the game for me, um, your filters start leaving you with time. It's great. I love it. 'Cause you just realize that it don't matter what people say sometimes. The truth is the truth, and they don't like it. It is what it is. But my family's fine. You had to sort of rearrange some things we were gonna do, but other than that, my family's great. Yeah, we do talk about politics. We do. We should definitely talk about politics in my household, and I'm gonna say what I talk about here is no different than what I talk about in my household. That's for sure. People know how I feel. I have people, that think different, and certain, people in the family, certain people married into the family. I don't change my thought processes on anything. How I feel, you don't like it, you can go ahead on and does not like it or whatever. San Diego, what's going on? All right, so it's been a little bit, so let me go ahead and get started. I want to talk about plantation politics. Let me start off with plantation politics first. Plantation politics for me is just, like for instance, on the plantation fields of America, the white supremacist wasn't the only one doing things to black people. If you could look at it, because this movie is one that everyone saw, you can look at a movie like Django Unchained, right? And everybody know the Stephen character and how Stephen, he would make sure to be in charge of the black folks. He loved his master very much. Stephen had a good job, on the plantation. He worked very hard to get in the master's good graces enough to get in the house. You understand? Because Stephen did not want to be free. He didn't want to be free. And if you remember that introduction when Django came to the Calvin Candy plantation and how he came out there and how angry and hateful and venomous he was with Django. Calvin Candy wasn't even as upset about Django as Steven was. Because see, that is a thing. If you've seen the movie, that is a problem that we have even to this day. Okay? I liken Steven to these Democrat shills that we see going around, begging to get, in the house with Massa and asking Master to give them a better position than the rest of us black folk and give them a little access to some things and let them get certain jobs and et cetera, et cetera. I mean, you can talk about Charles Barkley, but it's not just Charles Barkley. It's any of them that want to be a part of the system. You have to understand the Stevens of the world. They are invested into keeping black people also down. You understand? So all that freedom talk, all that do for self talk, all that build a black economy talk, all that maybe we should go try our life in another country, or maybe we should go to the continent talk, or maybe we need to get away from these folks and just buy some land and rebuild Black Wall Street again. All that kind of talk, that is a problem. That is a major problem because that is a threat. Because one thing that Stephen know, or anybody like that type, like I call it Democrat shields of Stephen, not just the Jesse Lee Petersons, but the Democrat shields is to me even worse than sometimes what Jesse Lee will do, in my opinion, because they are put there to keep black people deaf, dumb, blind, and on the system, and in fear that they can't do anything else for themselves. And they're venomous and they're ugly. Look at how they start attacking black men when they had voted, or the few that voted for Donald Trump. So they discounted 87% or 88% of black men that did vote for Biden. They just say, forget that. I'm focusing on these other black men because I don't want that trend to start. Because now, if I can't perform for massa, then I'm going to lose my job. You understand? See, the reason why Roly Poly was crying when he saw those black people lined up to vote is because he was on thin ice on that plantation. And they told Roly Poly, listen, if you don't help deliver this black vote for Massa Biden over here, I'm casting you out with the rest of them. So when he saw that, he started crying. He started, I believe it was real for him too. I don't believe he was faking because he was on his last leg on the plantation. They were about to kick him out the house because he wasn't performing his job enough. You understand? It's not just him. I'm just using that because that's a video that most of you have saw. So doing other things, being free, being like Django, you doing your own thing. You're not no slave. You think for yourself. You're a gunslinger. I mean, you believe in being free. You believe in liberating your people, or you come to liberate your people. Oh, that's a problem. That is a major problem. People like Jim Crow Clyburn, and let me tell you something else. Who else is Stephen too? Two other kind of people. Black folks that defend them, because not only them themselves, but they got a certain crowd that would defend them. Now I'm calling out the treachery of Jim Crow Clyburn. Okay, I'm having black folks getting mad at me for calling him out. He's 80 years old. I don't care what he is. If he's 80 years old, he can't be talked about, then he needs to go home with his grandkids, and I won't say a word about him. I won't say nothing else because he's not affecting me, affecting the community no more by not being a congressman, okay? If he wants that job, I don't care if he's 18 or 80. If he's messing over the community, he's fair game. You understand? You don't have nothing good to say about black politicians. What good are some of them doing, though? Look, what are they doing? Point to me something they're doing is so great for me to talk about. And if you point to certain initiatives they've done for the collective of black people, then hey, bring me the information. I'll talk about it. Hey, China. Well, China, it's like this. Black folks just don't want to be held accountable on a lot of things. Another thing, and when I do that live stream on my entertainment channel, if you don't want me to talk about brothers killing each other in the community, but you ain't doing nothing against them folks, then don't go to that live stream. Because them three shootings I just heard with that King Von, that Mo 3, and now they even shot Boosie in the leg. Oh, I'm gonna talk about that on my entertainment channel because y'all ain't done none of that mess for George Floyd. You ain't done none of it for Breonna Taylor. You ain't done crap. But y'all quick to get at a brother. But we'll talk about that another time. But those kind of people would defend even that behavior as well. Now, if you looked at on my Twitter, I even have a clip of a Klansman basically saying, "Hey, we let them kill each other. We just sit back. Basically, or we give them the guns, or we do whatever. You know what I'm saying?" But you have black folks that will get mad that you say that. They will get mad. And to me, that is even worse than sometimes the Stevens of the world, right? But we have plenty of that in the black community. There are people that's invested, especially those Democrat shills, in keeping you down. Why do you think these Democrat shills are so rah-rah, let's get DACA, rah-rah, let's make people legal that's in this country not legal at all? Why do you think they're like that? Why do you think Ayanna Pressley championing that? But she's not championing reparations. She's not championing auditing the banks to find out how they discriminate against black people with home loans and access to capital for businesses in the black community. Why isn't she doing that? You understand? See, we gotta hold all of them accountable politically about what they're doing with the black community. I mean, I am sick and tired of watching so-called black politicians serve everybody else but the community they're supposed to be serving. Another thing, and this is something I've been looking at and I've been studying for a while. Every time it's something for us, black politician says black and brown. Okay? Let's look at brown for a minute. Let's talk about this. And I'm not mad at him what I'm about to say. Brown is getting the leg up in this country because of black people and our black politicians that do more for brown than they do for black. And repeat that again. Our black politicians do more for brown than they do for black. Then brown get up there and they technically supposed to represent their people. But at the same time, the right thing to do is to say, you know what? My black brothers looked out for us all these years and we didn't have the numbers. They spoke up for us, man. They did a lot for us. So we got to help our black brothers out. We got to do that because it's only right. No, they're not doing that. You got Sheriff Villanueva in the Los Angeles Sheriff's office with a whole white supremacist gang over there. Sheriff Villanueva. Just want to make sure you put that out there. Or they get up there in Congress, their caucuses, the Latino caucus or Hispanic caucus, don't say, hey, we need to join with our black brothers in qualified immunity because the police brutalize not only blacks, but they always brutalize Latinos. So we need to join with our black brothers to fight to end qualified immunity. And do they do that? No. Even in the 1994 crime bill, I've been looking at all the names that signed on. There was a lot of Hispanic names that signed on for that crime bill. Okay, I'm just telling you what just facts are. You can go look these facts up. But at the end of the day, they're supposed to be representing their community. I take no issue with that. Asians supposed to be representing their community. Arabs or whatever else. Our community is the only ones that love to be in a slave position and love to be stupid. I said that on my podcast. Black people politically is the most stupid people in America. Politically, we are. Malcolm X done told us, I don't know how many times. John Henry Clark done told us. Dr. Claude Anderson done told us. That everybody done told us what to do. So we can't say we didn't know. We didn't have no books. We had no knowledge of anything. No, we had it. But we are a very stubborn and stiff-necked people. And beyond with you, a lot of us like to be subjugated. That's really the majority of it. We like subjugation. We really don't like freedom. Remember when they when they said you got to get off the plantations, you got to go. There were certain slaves that said, "Ooh, I'm out of here. I'm out. I'm glad I'm off this plantation. I'm gone." Right? Then there were certain slaves that looked up and say, "Well, I don't want to go anywhere. I'm happy here with you, master. I don't want to go." And we still have people like that to this day. And those people, unfortunately, are the loudest in the room when it comes to talk about freedom or any kind of justice. Okay? No matter how you want to get free, do you notice every time you have a freedom conversation, no matter what your version of freedom is, they're going to be there complaining about it? Think about that. Give some examples, domestic and also international examples. Let's say you the type of person that feel like we can still do certain things in America. Not arguing against that. So you say, you know what? We need to build a black economy. The first thing we need to do is we need to pull our money out of these white banks and join the black banks. Since these white banks don't even want to give us home loans half of the time. If we getting something, it's going to be through the FHA, if anything. But just going straight to a bank, no, they give us a car loan, but they won't give us a home loan. They won't give us capital. So you know what? Since you're not giving us anything in the banks, why don't we all just go and join the black banks? Forget that. Let's just go do it. You're going to have black folks that's scared to leave the plantation that's going to say, why you want to do that for? You can't trust them black banks. It's not enough of them. They ain't been in operation as long as these Wells Fargo, even though Wells Fargo was giving loans out to trade your ancestors to slave masters. You do know that people like Wells Fargo was giving mortgages on slaves. You do know that, right? But you sit up there and be like, well, I'd rather stay with Wells Fargo. Okay, but it's a black bank. It's in the FDIC as well. So your money's insured up to what, $250,000? So if something happens, the government got your back on that. I mean, just like these banks have to have. I mean, they got debit cards, they got, checking, they got anything else. Like, well, why can't you join that? No, no, no. I don't know why y'all want to do that. You talk about black people doing homeschool prior to Corona. And you say, yeah, we need to get some black homeschooling groups. We need to get some people together to do homeschool. Our kids are suffering in these schools. They teaching us wrong. Why y'all want to do that? We can't separate. We got to fight for these particular schools. I'm talking about here in America. I'm not talking about Africa yet. I'm talking about here in America. Every time we want to do something, it's always a problem. Let's get some land and let's try to rebuild Black Wall Street. Man, them white people gonna destroy it. What? You sure about that? They don't want you free, and they don't want themselves free either. You understand? Blacks say that because they didn't research it. However, many of the black-owned banks been is this is 1975. Well, the Bahamas, like I said, I definitely want to go to the Bahamas, and I will go to the Bahamas. But shout out to the Bahamas. They will say that anything you could think of. Hey, let's black women get together and let's get a plan to dominate the hair care industry because it belongs to black women and black people, but definitely black women. How you gonna do that? I mean, you ain't got enough money to do that. It's always something to try to sabotage or pull the wind out of you getting free and independent. Okay? They're always gonna do that. Now, let's go to the other side. Some black people feel, well, I'll take my talents to the Caribbean. I'm out. I'll take my talents to the continent of Africa. I'll do the proper research first. I'm not going to just go show up and then get a bad experience and then trash on the continent. No, I'm going to do my proper research. I'm going to visit. I'm going to find out the good, bad, and ugly. Could I stay here? Could I do business here, etc.? Okay, you find a place that's good for you, the whatever how you do things, fine. Why you want to move to Africa for? Why you want to leave here? I mean, well, you're running if you leave. Why do you care where I go? Why? Why do you want me here with you? Matter of fact, you don't even want to do nothing for yourself even here. If somebody want to go, let them. No matter who they are, let them go. Because you know what? Maybe they can make some inroads somewhere else. And then when they come back home, they can probably make some connections back home and tie us in. Because we need some international connections because these folks not going to give us no international connections. So we got to do it ourselves. That's why I'm big about international a lot more than domestic. Because these folks have literally cut us off from everything. Now, do you remember when Ice Cube and LL Cool J was trying to get together to buy a bunch of television stations. I think it was almost 100 they was trying to buy. And then you remember that before he came out with Big Three, how these folks sabotaged and cut LL Cool J and Ice Cube off from getting all those television stations, local television stations that they was trying to buy. See, internationally, in Africa or whatever, I don't have that problem of getting sabotaged to getting media. I get certain things popping over there, So I think different on that thing, but I still believe we can do something here. But it don't matter if it's something here or over there. They don't want us free whatsoever. They don't want you free. He said black people need to stop letting other people in their group. That too. I don't believe everybody should be coming in our group having even a say so, or even a thought in the process. Listen, you go to some other group and try to put your opinion in that. Hey, I think this. Like, you look at you like, who are you? They're not going to let you in a room. They got even certain societies that you don't even know about. But we'll let everybody in our business. We'll let everybody in our mix. You get what I'm saying? I'm telling you, we have this hostile group that want to keep us on the freaking plantation. Period. Because, like I said, let's talk about the Democrat shields again. They make their money off of your subjugation. They make their money off of you voting Democrat. It gives them little consultant jobs they want. They're sitting up here begging white donors for money. Listen, have you ever heard me go on my platform and beg white donors for money? I thought we were supposed to be talking about black, and we supposed to be talking about let's try to get these Democrat money, white Democrat money. That's sad. Listen. I don't have what others may have because I'm not willing to. I rather take my time and get it the right way than beg these people and then get it tomorrow. Because trust me, if I wanted money like that, I can get it, but I don't want it that way. Because I'm not trying to be Steven on the plantation. I'm not. But we have people that want to get free every day, and these people unfortunately got the loudest voices. These people that's trying to come up to you and shaming you about voting, that's that group that's on the plantation. That's the same group. Because their lot in life is the system, not making something of themselves, but it is the system. Notice the Asian community isn't talking about, we got to get out and vote. The Asian community out there clout chasing. I'm talking about as a collective, I voted. They're not. They have built their economy. Okay, we could build our own economy. Dr. Claude Anderson has told us I don't know how many times about group economics. I don't know how many times Dr. Claude Anderson told us even how to conduct ourselves politically. He told us. We just don't do it. We just don't do it. Then we wonder why we sinking lower and lower and lower and lower in America. I'm gonna give you an example. You could say, well, we're being undermined. That's true. We are. But I'm going to give you a small example of something that we can do. We have so much power, but we do not exercise it. That Mississippi state flag that was just changed from the one that had the Confederate logo. The one black brother that said, I'm not playing a down of football in no state of Mississippi at all because I'm not going to sit up here and look at that flag. And you know what ended up happening toward the end? They got a new state flag. That's basically a young black man telling them, I'm about to hurt your pocketbook if you don't change that flag. That's a power move. He didn't beg. He didn't protest. He didn't vote. He didn't cry. He just bossed up about it and said, I'm not running down a football over here if you don't get rid of that piece of crap. That's the kind of black people that I love. All that marching in the street, that's not power. We're going to protest. Protest for what? If that protest would follow like Dr. King and them was doing, I respect it. In other words, we're going to protest today, then on Monday, the boycott start. Now we're about to break you economically. You're going to change it because we're going to break you. No, because too many people like the system. They don't want to stand up and suffer for anything. They don't want to say, you know what? Okay, see, let me tell you something. And like I said, people get mad about this, but I understand it and I respect it. See, the Jewish community, the reason why you can't talk about them is because they create an economic consequence if you talk bad about them. See, black people, only thing we can do is shame you for doing it, but we can't create. Well, we can create. We actually could create an economic consequence, but we don't really stick to it. You know what I'm saying? Cause we got so many black folks because they still want to be slaves. Well, I forgive you. You know, I mean, I forgive. We can't be like that. You know, white Jesus say I gotta forgive. Now let's go back to Nick Cannon. Nick Cannon, you know, whether you say he's right, he's wrong, I'm not even talking about that. What I'm saying is that when they felt that Nick Cannon offended them, they didn't care about Nick Cannon made them all kind of money for a long time. They didn't care about that. They said, man, F Nick Cannon. He offended us. F him. Get him off of this Wild 'N Out show. I don't care how much money he done made.
I don't have an answer for that.
Y'all hear that again? Y'all hear that again? Y'all hear you remember that yesterday? Let me shut this thing off.
Results from multiple sports.
Oh, y'all hear that again? That's twice. Boy, and I'm still gonna talk. Okay, it's off. It's a sign, yeah. It's a sign. Anyway, I'm still gonna talk. They ain't gonna change my mindset, right? The Montgomery bus boycott, that's one of them, right? That was a power move. See, Dr. King and them, they go big every day. Oh, my life matters. They don't care about that. They said, okay, you won't let us send the bus? No problem. We're going to stay off that bus. I think, was it 14 months, 15 months that boycott lasted? And then they changed the law in the Supreme Court because of that. Because the people in Mississippi say, wait a minute. They're actually sticking to it. When black folks used to catch that bus, they say we carpooling. We're not getting on that bus. Forget that bus. We walking. And that's what changed it. Power only respect power. Power don't respect begging. It don't respect begging. Talk about your life matters to white supremacists that they don't care about that. Let me tell you what they do care about. Not when you're saying your life matter, but what they care about and what got them to change is two things: exposure, and when people start tearing the cities up. Now that goes back to money. You heard the money. Notice when it was tearing the city, every time black folks get to that point, notice something happens. Every time black people try to be, just do this way, they say, forget y'all. Them police was arrested like this after the city was tore up for days. When they seen all this stuff burning down, when you hurt in the pocketbook, now all of a sudden the police can get arrested. That's what happened with that. But you ain't got to take it that far. You really don't. You shouldn't have to go that far to get any kind of justice. Even politically. Oh, okay, that's a prosecutor that won't prosecute these cops? No problem. This is when your voting counts locally. You say, okay, that judge won't convict. Oh, that judge is a favorite of the police department or the police union. Write their name down. Say, hey, we all got to come out in this election and vote this candidate out. And we're going to tell them why they're getting voted out. It don't make no sense even in the Atlanta election, when the previous prosecutor they had got voted out, even though when that brother was actually had did some things against the race soldiers, as at least of recent, right? How is it hardly any black people come out to vote in that election, and you control the city? See, but you'll come out and vote for Joe Biden, but you would not come out and vote in your local city politics when it really matters, when actually you can get some control. I mean, Atlanta supposed to be everybody black running everything in Atlanta because you're the majority. I mean, why is it that you come out for Joe Biden, but you won't come out for your local politics? You won't come out for your mayor, your sheriff. That's somebody you can vote for. I'm not against voting. I'm saying, but if you're going to vote strategically. If that's what you're going to do. Run candidates strategically. Okay. You say your city was off code with Paul Howard. Yes. I'm not even in Atlanta, and I sent a donation to Paul Howard because I want to make sure the brother tried to get in. Paul Howard won't even affect me. But the fact is, Atlanta didn't even do right with that situation. Didn't do right at all. But Atlanta, I guarantee they came out for Joe Biden. They came out for that. See, one thing about white folks, they come out and vote for Trump, but they also come out in their local elections too. White people always do that. In my hometown, which is sad, this is a city of what, 62,000 people, not mistaken, and only 5,000, little over 5,000 people came out to vote for the mayor. Listen what I said. You got 60 some odd thousand people, and only 5,000 people came out to vote for the mayor. One of the guys, actually, the previous mayor, I used to go to church with him a long time ago, and the other guy that's a mayor now, he used to be justice of the peace, and so basically I know both of them personally, and one of them got 2,541 votes, and the other one got like 2,530 votes. It was somewhere close like that. That doesn't make no sense that people don't come out to vote or anything in your local elections. He said, "Well, look," he said, "Atlanta got a bussy problem." I don't care about that, man. I mean, if you're not engaged in that behavior, I wouldn't worry about it because Atlanta. If you're a brother looking for a woman, Atlanta's a good place for you. It is a good place for you because there's a lot of women out there that's single, and those women out there take care of themselves. They really do. So, I mean, if you're a brother that's not that way, I don't even know why that's even an issue for you. And also, it don't matter if they into that. I mean, if they should vote too. You know what I'm saying? Um, what say? No, no, no. All black people do not vote locally like that. That is a lie. More black people come out to vote in the presidential elections. Now, whoever's on the ticket, like other people, they'll vote because they in there. But like if let's say in 2 years the midterm elections come up, we don't flood the places like that. We really don't. That's not traditionally. We come out more for the presidential elections. White people show up every time for the most part. Let's call it what it is. Like I said, I study this stuff. I'm not just talking out of my head. Now let's talk about this talented 10th situation as well. I'm not the biggest fan of the talented 10th, nor am I a big fan of W.E.B. Du Bois because he was, he was against Marcus Garvey. He didn't like Garvey at all. He was actually happy that Marcus Garvey got deported, because he felt Garvey was a problem for him at that time period. But the talented 10th in itself, if you want to just talk, let's talk about the short way. It's basically 1 out of 10 or 10% of black people will be the ones that will be the leaders that have the education, the access, etc. And that 10% should lead to 90%. That's basically what he came up with. Um, yeah. Oh, you say you hated on Garvey and Booker T. Washington. Yeah. Um, yeah, well, I'm not going into the rest of it. Yeah, that's where that boulee class comes from. With WED towards all of the boulee class. But what I'm seeing about the talented 10th and why I think he said that, I don't like it. I don't support the talented 10th theory. But what I'm seeing after this election, I'm literally seeing why the talented 10th was actually written. I'm seeing it because it's so easy for certain people to sway the majority. And one thing they use is fear. Okay. A lot of black people are extremely fearful. They are. They're fearful of definitely the unknown. A lot of them fearful of even doing for themselves. They're fearful of making white people upset, whether in a small way, in a big way. Understand, the reason why Joe Biden got elected, I'm talking about on the black side, a lot of it was fear. They feared that MAGA racism. They didn't like. They don't like. I told you, Black people don't like that in your face racism. They don't like that. They will. So fear galvanized them to come out for Joe Biden in that manner. Even though Joe Biden never promised us anything, he didn't say, "Hey, I'm gonna get HR 40 done. I'm gonna, hey, if they put reparations on my desk, I'm gonna sign it." Joe Biden didn't say that. Joe Biden didn't say, "Hey, help me get in there. I'm gonna get rid of this qualified immunity, on these police so they can stop doing what they're doing to the black community." He didn't say that. He didn't say he gonna audit the banks and make sure the banks are lending fairly. He didn't say that. I mean, he didn't say anything. You know, but you came out and vote for him out of fear. Well, it's better to have him than Trump. Okay, it's better to have him than Trump. Now what? Because see, every time Biden say something or he put something out. Now, did you see what recently he just said, even about Africa? Trump didn't do a thing against Africa. Trump left Africa alone. I hope you know that. When Obama was in office, he gave the green light to kill Muammar Gaddafi. Now look at Libya, a hellhole. Black people getting enslaved in Libya. It wasn't like that prior to Barack Obama. Joe Biden just recently said, go to my Twitter, is that he is going to give a safe haven to alphabets from Africa. They can come here under refugee status. And I said, oh boy. Now that's what his policy is for Africa. All the issues that this country caused. Why don't he say, I'm gonna get rid of those sanctions off of Zimbabwe if you want to help out Africa? No, this is what he's talking about. See, Obama tried to pull that same thing even in Kenya. Okay? He tried to pull that. Trump didn't say he was gonna go put the alphabets over, trying to get the alphabet people over here. He didn't say that, oh, you got to accept the alphabet situation to get some aid money, because Obama tried to pull that in Kenya. Ask Kenyans about that one. And Kenya say, keep your money. That we And matter of fact, I remember the president of Kenya had did an interview with that woman, Christine Amarpour, what her name is, on CNN, and she was trying to scold President Kenyatta about that. And he said, "Look, we got more problems in Kenya. That's not an issue for me to discuss." He said, "Yeah, but it isn't right." He said, He said, "Look, the people in Kenya, they don't. That's not the issue for them." He said, "We got a lot of issues, and I'm the president to solve those issues. I'm not worried about what you're talking about." I mean, she was trying to tell him what he should be doing. Because they use that, because listen, they've always said they want to depopulate the continent of Africa, and that's one way of doing it. Okay? So, you know, my question is with Joe Biden, was it really Barack Obama, or was it him pushing these issues so hard the last time, or was it both of them? I'm trying to understand that, because like the first thing you say out the gate about Africa is that. So many, you didn't even mention Nigeria. And what happened with that president? You didn't even mention that. You mentioned something else which is extreme minority on the African continent. Okay, but this is Joe Biden. He still ain't said what he gonna do for Black Americans. He ain't mentioned it. He talking about everybody else but Black Americans. And that black girl magic thing you mentioning, that's a game. And watch, at the end of this 4 years, we gonna sit back and say, "Oh, what happened? What happened to the backbone?" They gonna be more upset, and they probably gonna even vote whoever run the next time. They probably gonna do a protest vote to sit that out, because they gonna be so upset. Listen, this man has already said what he gonna do in the first 100 days, and it has nothing to do with us. That is his agenda. Okay, but anyway, the talented 10 situation. And let me get back to that so I won't get thrown off course, is that because we have so many people who are afraid, because we have so many people that really don't really want to do certain things, even for us to be free here or elsewhere, there's always going to be a place for the talented 10th. That's what I've realized for sure. Well, black unity was what you said, but those people make sure to come in to destroy that. Do you notice every time black people try to be unified on something, it's not always a white supremacist that's coming in to cause dissension. It's always going to be some black person because they don't want any unification. You understand what I'm saying? Somebody wants to come in and be contrary to what's going on. See, some people get mad at me when I block people. Why you block me? Because I had a difference of opinion. No, it's not about a difference of opinion. Sometimes some opinions don't need to be around for the sake of unity. You understand? You know what you're getting into. You know what you're listening to. Why are you trying to come in? If 90% of the conversation is one way, why are you coming in with this opinion and trying to start infighting? Or are you trying to sway people another way? Why? When people are being unified on something, is it a good conversation we're having? Is it something good we're trying to unify on? Then why are you coming in being contrary at that moment? Why? Because black unity is a threat. You cannot have black unity and white supremacy in the same society. It won't work. It will not work. Even on the continent itself. They look at Ethiopia right now. They're fighting. Now, prior to that fighting, they were building a dam, gonna be the largest dam on the African continent. They'll be the power of their country off the Nile River. Trump said that somebody should blow up the dam, and all of a sudden now they fighting each other. You know good and well they had some people, agents or whoever, and I'm talking about agents be within your own group, because when people mention agents, the best agent is the people within their own group, not somebody coming in from a different group. It be within your own. They got people right now that can't wait to sell us out. Can't wait. Okay? Can't wait to sell us out. And the moment they can sell us out, they will be the one used to go start beefs. So how do we know that people from Egypt didn't go to start some crap and get somebody to start, infighting? Because we that's one thing I can know about black people worldwide. We quick to sell out. We quick to sell out each other for nothing. I mean, not even for anything. Richard Rose, you're about to get blocked. Let me tell you why. Don't ask me about who I vote for or who I don't vote for, or if I voted at all. Don't ask me that. That's a personal question. I look at voting and who I vote for or who I don't vote for. It's like ask me the color of my underwear. Don't ask me that. The next person to ask me who I voted for or try to tell me if I voted or try to shame people by voting, I'm going to start getting you out of here. Because one thing white folks don't do, or other groups, they don't tell you who they voted for. Y'all sitting up here acting, y'all out here voter banging out here. What side you claim? Republican, Democrat, who you claim? Like, you don't get out of here with that crap. We got more stuff going on in the black community and you worried about a freaking who you vote for. Well, yeah, I'll block him in a minute. Great Black Shark. I don't play that. Asking me a silly question like that. See, that's what I'm talking about. We talking about something else, and he's coming in asking something completely different. Yeah, it's voter banging. That's all they doing. I was like, when y'all start voter banging? Y'all been doing that mess, like I said, it's been getting progressively worse. And if you don't bang with the side they bang on, then they gonna try to get at you and call you a Trump supporter or call you whoever they gonna call you. I'm like, when y'all started this? Who say if a person even voted? Well, it's a shame you didn't vote. Well, maybe I didn't want to vote for now one of them. Have you ever thought about that? It's my right. Who say I didn't vote? Who said that maybe I left it blank and voted everywhere else locally? Who said I didn't do that? I could have did that. How do you know? You know nothing. I was in a booth by myself. So don't come voter bang over here. Voter banging over here can get you blocked. And I'm saying that as for this day forward. Your voter bang or your voter shame is going to get you blocked. We don't need them kind of black people over here. You call them vote tips. That's funny. Vote tips. Yeah, that's what they are too. You voting and what you getting out of a lot of it. You ain't getting crap. You ain't getting a thing. But yeah, the talented 10th, the reason why that's always going to work in the black community because the majority of us don't, I'm going to say the majority, I'm willing to say it now. The majority of us don't want to have a code. The majority, will flip real quick when the pressure get too tough. Like I said, go back to what we were saying. Trump was giving them that work. Trump was making everybody suffer. People saying that, hey, maybe we should just kind of sit this one out. And what did they do? They ran and went vote for Biden because they feel that a 78-year-old white man is going to save them. They can't save themselves, but a 78-year-old white man is going to save them. And Kamala Harris is going to save you. Kamala Harris. Now, speaking of Kamala Harris, hey, you see, I didn't know she was dating Montel Williams. I didn't know she dated Kamala was getting around like Tupac say. I mean, she with old downtown Willie Brown in San Francisco, working her way up, vertically. In San Francisco politics. I say, why she? I thought about it. So why she never got all them brothers she was fooling with? She never married them. That's interesting. Very interesting. Boy, here we go. And I think I'm about to put that on my list too. But let's answer that. I know you feel strongly about moving to Africa. How do you feel about buying land and uniting here? How do you feel about it? Instead of asking me that question, how do you feel about it? Why does it matter what I feel about anything? What do you feel about it? Is it something that you're willing to do? Do you own land right now? I mean, do you own it? Or if you buy land, have you closed on it and you have it? What are you doing with it? Are you building a school? Or what are you doing with it? I'm just saying. I can tell people all day to go buy land here. Okay, and then what? Yeah, see, you're right. See, we need citizenship has to be here and also in the African nation. And see, that's my next step when I get back to the continent. I'm gonna go and find out what nations that we can do it in, what nations we can't. In the nations we can't, I'm gonna tell them about themselves, and I'm gonna say black folks do not go to that nation because that nation is not open for black Americans to be any kind of citizens over there. It would be my opinion, but I got to call you out on that one because if you can't have citizenship, don't tell me come home. I'm a firm believer of that because that's like me telling my son or daughter that don't stay with me to come back home, but technically I'm meaning come visit. I'm not really meaning come back home. Come back home with citizenship. I'm even willing to go through a process of permanent residency to citizenship. Fine, but don't treat me like you treat a Mzungu coming in. And no, I don't want to do things the wrong way. Sure, I know in the African continent, I can go to a country right now and never leave. And they're not going to check my immigration status. That's usually how it is with them, unless I'm causing a problem. But if I'm just flying neath the radar, I'm not doing nothing wrong over there, they're not going to mess with me. Rest in peace, Amin Ra. Amin Ra. He was in Kenya for over 20 years. He went over there. He just never came back. Amin Ra wasn't a citizen. Amin Ra wasn't a permanent resident. Amin Ra just say, I ain't going back. And Kenya never kicked him out. He stayed in Kenya till he died. You know what I'm saying? So I don't want to do it that way. Without a citizenship, you have no rights. That's how I feel about that. You can't vote. You can't, whatever the case may be. So I watch different people who have got multiple citizenships. When you make a certain amount of money, sometimes it's better to have a citizenship somewhere else. Look, right now, we as American citizens can't go to a lot of countries right now, but I guarantee you had a passport from St. Lucia. Let's say, yeah, St. Lucia. So if you had a passport from St. Lucia, or you had a passport from, Namibia or whatever, right? You can go somewhere right now. But the U.S. passport right now, it's not good. I'm just saying. I believe you should have 2 and 3 citizenships. I think if you don't have no other citizenship, you don't have an option. And them scared black people, they don't like you even talking that way. You want to, because they don't want you to leave them. either. They don't want you to leave them. Some of them hide their fear in Americanism, but no, it's not Americanism. You're just afraid that maybe some other black people go find a life somewhere else, and then they're gonna like, whoo, y'all going through it like that. I ain't got to deal with it. And look how hard they're making it right now for you to get a passport. You understand? And some black folks, and listen, I know people who got travel companies. They tell me black folks every day is calling them and say, look, I'm done. When can I go? I need to go visit. I need to go see. A matter of fact, I got to post that interview with the Real South Africa, and they getting calls daily from black Americans telling them, when are y'all gonna start back up? I gotta go see South Africa. I think I gotta get out of here because I didn't had it. I didn't had it. I'm done. I'm at retirement age. I'm not retiring in this country. I'm done. You know what I'm saying? And that's black people's right to do so. Because let's call it what it is. It's frustrating for me watching a lot of things that we do in black America. It is, because we should know better by now. We still doing the same things, and we get progressively worse. Now all these people are moving into this country right now. We're getting pushed further and further to the bottom. You only have a few people that's out here fighting very hard for black people, but those people can't be the only ones doing it. And you got millions of black people out here. That talented 10th, for the most part, and what he thought about what the talented 10th is on the plantation too. If you think about it, they talking about education through who? The white man's system. Not talking about creating universities of our own, but through their systems. You understand? Most of them want jobs from white folks. They don't want to create their own companies and do it themselves. Like, listen, we need more Master P's. That's what we need. We need more Master P's. Brothers that's saying, hey, I'm going to do it myself. I'm going to own my own this. I'm going to own that. You get understand what I'm saying? See, like, even with me, right now, I'm on the last stages of having finally having our app done for the Google Play and iOS. I'm on the last stages of that right now. Did I have to invest some money into this? Yes. I've been working on trying to get my website up right the way I want it, because I don't want it where everything I have is through YouTube, and then YouTube could yank something, and now I don't have nowhere to say what I really want to say. You understand what I'm saying? Yeah, building a YouTube platform is great, but it's not mine. I mean, I don't make the decision about this website. We gotta same thing, like even like with my wife when she started her cakes. I said, you're not gonna go work for nobody. You gonna build your own. Why go give all your talent to somebody when you can make all the money? That doesn't make sense whatsoever. You got to do things on your own. We got to build our own. I'm not saying you can't use something as a stepping stone, but I believe in being self-sufficient. Most people in that talented 10th, they still tied in with the system. A lot of them are boulee. And they got mad at me, I think it was a year or two, no, 2 years ago. I put a message up. They got hot. They got hot with me. I said, why is it we got black organizations walking around here with some Greek letters and talking about you happy with a bunch of Greek lettering on your chest? I said, this is not African centered. And he's a hotep. And what's wrong with this? Just Greek letters? I'm like, I shook my head about this. I said, you supposed to be black. You're not a Greek. That's European. What are you taking pride in European lettering on you? You couldn't go find nothing from Kemet? They got. Yeah, he's super woke. They was hot with me for talking about their fraternity. Oh boy. And like I said, that's the ones bringing in all that light skinned links and Jack and Jill and you know, because people like Kamala is the cream of the crop in some of them fraternities. You know, I mean, shoot, she not all the way black. She light skinned and oh boy, you know, I didn't want to join nothing like that. I guess I've always said I'm not great at joining organizations. I said I'd probably be better at having my own organization and doing it because I just don't do well with people doing silly things and I got to be a part of it. That's why the church has never been a place that I liked. You know, you say you anti-organization. I'm yeah. I mean, I can do an organization if I was the leader of it, but if I'm not going to be the leader of it, I don't want to fool with it because I just operate a certain way, and I'm not about to come in and need somebody's leadership. And then, why do you got to be humiliated to join these black Greek fraternities? Why you got to do all this stupidity to join? That's dumb. You know, but they dangle, hey, I can give you a little bit more access to massa if you join this organization. See, Kamala's the vice president. See, we'll get you a job on TV. Forget that. No, you can call me super woke all day. I just think it's dumb. I think it's really dumb to sit up here and taking pride in organizations that's tied in, and literally and what happened and how they got created. If you know the history, white folks wouldn't let them in their fraternities. You know, all their skull and bones and all the different things white folks have, their secret societies. So black folks created their own because white people wouldn't let them in theirs. So they're just really copied an offshoot of what white people were doing. So that was not even an original thought in the beginning of how it was created. Okay, now and then they get mad at you. You talk about them fraternities, boy. You say somebody in them fraternities, you should see the look they get in their eyes. They want to fight you behind them fraternities. I'm saying, really, bro? Really, you want to fight behind a fraternity? Now you fraternity banging too? I mean, everybody banging, voter banging, fraternity banging, everybody banging. But notice, like, what are these fraternities doing for black people as a whole? What are they doing? And mind you, they are offshoots of that talented 10th now. When I say talented 10th, they mean the boulee. They do nothing for us as a whole. Nothing. I'm not talking about passing out no turkeys in the next week or two. I ain't talking about that. I ain't talking about no fish dinners. I'm talking about some real things you're doing for black people as a whole. Like, what are you really doing? I can't say, you know what? Man, them deltas, they really, you know, them deltas, they got legislation, man. They help close the wealth gap. You understand what I'm saying? I can't point to anything. On an individual level, you say their loyalty into European centered constructs would be great if they channeled it into black society. Yeah, but they don't. They look out for themselves. Like I said, those little circles, they look, you know, they'll look out for themselves on the jobs and do all the things that they'll do, but they will not. It won't trickle down. You say, yeah, they pledge loyalty to each other. They don't pledge loyalty to the community whatsoever. So what is it a Jack and Jill or Link's gonna do for me? What is it gonna do? Yes, I saw what they did to Boosie. I'll talk about that on my entertainment channel. I'm not talking about that here. No, okay, if it's a better networking system, why that better networking system isn't available for all the black community? Hold on, let me repeat that. K Hay 511. Why is it that you want to be snuck off in your little groups and you sitting up here making deals with white supremacists because that's what you're doing, making deals so y'all are good, and then you want to sit up here and you're used as I'm talking about those definitely in media as controlled opposition to keep black people subjugated while you get paid. So what good is that networking if it's not benefiting the people? She said, what she say? It's a membership card like at AAA. It gets you perks, but that yeah, it gets you perks, but not the people. Oh yeah, but the fish dinners, yeah, they let yeah. It's like yeah, if that's the case, if we go on this every man or woman for himself or herself, that don't work well for black people. It really don't. The black people who got it, they gonna do well. The black people who don't, they gonna go to hell. We work better together, more so than anything else. It's no, but it's no, like you said, it's no perks for the masses. How do your local community benefit you being a Omega? How does it benefit? What did you learn? Now, if you was part of an Omega fraternity and you learned something, and they told you, hey, we got a program to bring that back to the young brothers. And let's help these young brothers get off these streets and get these young brothers this knowledge out here. And trust me, brothers, more brothers who be like, man, Omegas, man, they out here, they getting these young brothers off the streets, they mentoring these young brothers. You know, they're not trying to kill each other out here no more because they really taking these young brothers in at this fraternity and teaching and cleaning these young brothers up off the streets. If they doing things like that, then I'm like, man, I got number respect. And now, is some of them doing that? Some could be. But I'm talking about the collective. I'm not talking about individuals. For somebody to say, well, I know this brother, he was in the Omegas and he did all that. I don't talk about individuals. I'm talking about collectively. He said, hold on. He said, you say you was in college, you joined a sweetheart, small sorority, hasn't done a thing for you since you've been out. He said that you said you haven't kept in touch with any of them. You say, do you think black should start getting into IT? Hell yeah, you should get into IT. You need all the IT people you can get. Yeah, you should be in IT. Yeah, they don't want a unified group. I'm telling you, they benefit off of us not being unified. They benefit off of us staying on the system. If you remember that live stream I done a while ago about the 10 precepts of slavery jurisprudence, they said one thing that we have to do is keep them powerless. And us depending on the system, and they said we got to always make them depend on us for everything. That would keep them powerless. So you got black folks, they give them a little bit more access to say, hey, help us keep these black people in line, propagandize them, scare them to keep them on the system. Because all you gotta do is, that fear works on both sides. Now you can make white people afraid that these Negroes will rise up, so come vote for me. And then you could tell black people, hey, that white man gonna get you, come vote for me. That works on both ways. And unfortunately, a lot of black people are afraid. I'm telling you, they are fearful. You say, what is the white equivalent of the boulee? There is none. Because white people got all the access and they ain't in control. So the boulee is not in control of anything. The boulee is just at the good graces of massa. He or she is just maybe a little bit more trusted by the system. And oh, your boy Roly Poly, he get mad when you call him out about the boulee. Oh, you want to piss him off? Call him out. Call him a boulee member. Say you ain't nothing but the boulee. Oh, he gets hot. He gets hot when you call him boulee. And he admitted he's boulee though. That's the thing. He admitted it. I think Nyla showed that tweet where he admitted that he's in the boulee. So to me, if you're in the boulee, I ain't gonna hear nothing for you. And then you got some black folks that could try to come to me. Oh, you guys should, like I said before, you should gotta talk behind the scenes. I don't talk to boulee members because to me, boulee members are agents, all of them. They are invested in keeping black people like me down. So I have no reason to talk to nobody in the boulee. See, you talking about roly poly. Them folks, like I say, them folks ain't letting him into anything. Oh man, they ain't letting him into nothing. But I tell you this much, I told y'all this, and I tell you that again about him. If MSNBC call him tomorrow and say, "Hey, we want you to come do a show over here, 5 days a week," you ain't gonna see him. You gonna see him 1 day a week on his own show, and he gonna be over there 5 days a week. If he start even if he starts even continue to do his show, because he wants to be over there. He don't want to be. He do not want to be doing his own thing. He don't, because it's too much hard work to do your own thing. Trust me, I know. It's stressful to do your own thing. It's so much easier when you can just show up, all the studio done, everything's done. You ain't got to do nothing but just sit down and just do your report and go home and collect your check. That's so much easier to work for somebody than it is doing your own thing. Oh yeah. He's been ousted. That's definitely for sure. But like I said, he messed his own credibility up though. Like I said, if they would have told me, hey, you know, leak these debate questions to Hillary Clinton, I'm like, nah, I ain't doing that. And like I said, they sit up here and blasted him. They exposed him for literally cheating for Hillary Clinton. I mean, this dude literally threw away all his integrity and he bet everything on Hillary Clinton. That's why I say people got to remember his history. I don't know, like people be getting mad at me when I say things, but I said, man, if I would have sat up there and gave Hillary Clinton debate questions, and if I've been sitting up here cutting a jig with Hillary, I mean, y'all would have been going off on me. Y'all wouldn't be listening to me for nothing I say. You're like, man, I ain't listening to you, Phil. You sitting up there cutting a jig with Hillary. You get what I'm saying? So, nah, I'm good. You're right. Brother Ray, that's a bad thing. He said, you can't help all your people, only those who appreciate it and use it. That's true. But unfortunately, the people that you can't help still show up and become the loudest voices in the room. Like they don't want to just go sit down somewhere and let the people that want to learn something learn. You say Joy Reid is next. Joy Reid, like I said, she's no, she's not gonna. They're not gonna oust her. She ain't. Well, she got a line at one time with the alphabets, so that's. I'll say that's strike one. She ain't gonna have. She ain't getting too many more chances though. Yeah, they are the loudest voices in the room. You say about encouraging farming and importing food from Africa. If you feel that's what you need to do, because it's just not easy to relocate. But if you feel that, hey, I want to go relocate and I want to go to, like they say in Namibia, which got a lot of farmland, if I want to go to Botswana, which have a lot of farmland, I'm mentioning countries that actually have good infrastructure. Um, if you feel like you can do that, do that. Everybody has their thing. You know, like I said, I have my thing or what I think, and you probably have yours. But if you think, I mean, I would say go visit first. Don't up and try to say you're gonna move there. Go visit. Matter of fact, visit a bunch of times, and just to see if you can rock with that. I tell people it's layers to that. First, you go visit. Okay, cool. Go visit again. Cool. Now let's see if you can stay a month. Take a month vacation. Stay for a month. See if you can handle it for a month. Okay, cool. You got more time. Let's see if you stay 2 months, 3 months. Just try it out. You know, just really see how it is. You can't just up and move anywhere. I wouldn't tell you to up and move to the next city over if you didn't go see how it was. Are you in DC? Oh, y'all had them white supremacists over there in DC, right? Didn't the Proud Boys, one of them, knock out a black woman over there? I saw. And let me talk about that. And I know some women not gonna like what I'm about to say. Women don't need to be on those front lines if it's some men jumping up on some things. You don't be challenging no doggone man. You let men challenge another man. Because I see sometimes them women jumping them white supremacists' face and they will knock you out because they cowards on a good day. Ain't no way no black woman should be in no face of no white supremacist. That's for the black man to do. That's for a black man to do. You fall back and let the black men get up in their face. Record, do something else, but don't be challenging them white supremacists like that. There is no way, is no reason that black woman should have been on that ground with her mouth bloody like that. No reason. Fall back. Fall back. If nobody won't tell you that, I'm going to tell you that. And that's right. The alpha black man in the front. Thank you, D. The alpha black man in the front. Sometimes you got to follow what the Bible says sometimes. I know some people don't believe in the Bible. I don't care if you don't believe in it. There's universal laws that's in the world that comes from the scripture. The man is to lead. The woman is to assist. You don't be standing in the front in no battle. No. Listen, how I feel you about the military. I don't believe no woman need to be doing no combat. Now, she's on an aircraft carrier. She want to shoot the cruise missiles. All that. Cool. No problem. But her actually being out there on the combat field, no. I don't agree with that. I just don't. Now, I know some people probably watch Mulan and probably got excited about watching Mulan. But no, I never agreed with that. You know, like I say, women have they place in war too. They do. You know, trust me, they do. But on the front lines, going toe to toe with men, no, that's not what women's supposed to be doing. I mean, you know, that woman got knocked out. That woman could, you know, have a man hit her like that. She may not wake up the same. Because men are supposed to be punching women anyway. Well, I agree with you. Well, women should be on the street in no facing no white supremacists because at any moment it can get crazy. Just like like a video that Ray just made that pissed me off too. In the EFF, you having all these women in the midst of that or whatever, but then they also get in the face of these white supremacists over there in South Africa, and these white supremacists swinging on them, right, pushing these black women. And I'm like, bro, why is these women in these dudes' face? I mean, it should be nothing but the brothers in these dudes' face. You're gonna do that. Don't have the women in these people's face, man. These people will hurt a black woman. Quick. They don't care. They don't see them as women. They don't. They see them as N-words. Even if they dating you, they see you as N-words. They'll lay in bed with you and call you a N-word and be behind it and have no problem to do that. Yeah, see, that's problem too, Kingston Dukes. You say you was at a service station and witnessed young sister pumping her own gas while the brother was sitting in the car playing music, just chilling. And see, that kind of guy right there, if a woman got to pump her own gas, what she doing with him? That's not a man. Your woman don't supposed to have no gasoline on her hands when you sitting there. She should have left him for a real man. No, ain't no real man gonna sit there and let his woman pump no gas. Come on now. If you want your woman to do something, let her go in there and get y'all some water or something or snacks in the store while you pump the gas. I don't understand that. Well, I saw this other video. Check this out. Somebody shared with me. They had this sister dating the zaddy, and she was trying to change the tire while the zaddy was like, "Well, why are you doing that? I just called AAA." And the brothers jumped out and said, "Hey, why you got her down there like that? You know, why is she?" And so they came and said, hey, no, 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 no. So they started getting on him like, why you ain't down there changing the tire? But that's these new dudes though. I don't think a woman should give you she should give you no sexual access at all. And she gotta sit up there and do your job as a man. What's the point of that? No, actually it was a millennial. It wasn't a Gen Z. It was millennial. No, I don't think. You see, hold on. Let's say, what do you think when you see women pushing a cart at a grocery store while a man is by her side? Um, I take no issue with that. I'll take no issue with a woman pushing a cart at a grocery store. Now, if it gets heavy, then yeah, he need to get it. But she can push that cart because you know what? At the end of the day, if you're a man, she ain't about to pay for them groceries. He gonna pay for it. When I go shopping with my wife or whatever, right? Sometimes I may push it, sometimes she may push it. Just depends on what's going on. But if it's something heavy or it gets heavy, then I'll make sure to do it. I'll make her do it. You say your husband takes the cart and it's annoying. Hey, and that's fine. That is fine. No problem. He said, "Yeah, Gen X definitely ain't perfect, but yeah, I mean, yeah, I'm not about to sit up there. My wife, she don't pump. Not when I'm around, she ain't gonna pump no gas. Now she by herself is different. I wouldn't even make my daughters pump no gas when I'm in the car with them. I wouldn't do that. Just like in my house, my wife does not change no trash. My daughters does not. I mean, talking about put the trash on the street. They don't do that whatsoever. They better not touch it because I would have a problem with that. If my son's around, I don't touch the trash then when he's around. I be like, hey, Phil, take time to take the trash out, son. Oh, okay. Like that. Cause some of y'all got these big old boys at home and they don't change no trash, they don't do nothing. Please, you shouldn't be changing no trash. And you got a boy at the house. And he ain't little Phil. Oh, he good size now. Oh, he ain't little Phil at all. He used to be. He used to be, trust me. But I'm lacing him up already about a whole lot of things. I don't want him not to know anything. At least if he do anything, he didn't say his daddy didn't tell him nothing. Well, not all women have kids out of wedlock. Not all of them do. Not all. Some, but not all. Well, maybe that election was supposed to happen. Maybe it was supposed to happen because I think this is what I'm thinking. My opinion. I'm gonna try to call it. I think the Democrat Party, at least for the most part, maybe not with the baby boomers, but they're fading out. They're going to be done after this election because they're going to pull the same playbook. They're not going to do nothing for black people, and even the Black Lives Matter people, even those people, is going to be so disgusted with the Democrat Party at the end of 4 years. I I would love to be wrong. I would love for them to do what's right by black people, but they're not going to do it. Joe Biden said he's trying to get 11 million people citizenship. So there you go. He don't want the Muslim ban. He say he ain't building no wall no more. That's done. Whatever part of the wall that was built, it can stay there, but he ain't building nothing else. He worrying about student loan debt, which all black people ain't been to nobody's college. So, he claimed he gonna do something about incarceration. He claimed, but that don't benefit all black people. Not all black people are criminals. Not all black people are in jail. So yeah, Jim Crow Joe want to take your. Nah, I'm not gonna say the term "take your guns" because that's a lie. He never said he's gonna take your guns. I mean, what he did say is he gonna try to stop ammunition and gun sales online. He did say that, but no, they're not doing gun confiscation. They're not, because if they try to gun confiscate, we ain't gonna be the issue with that problem. It's gonna be white folks be the issue, not us. You say, what is my take on white evangelicals going into Africa on missionary trips? They don't need to go. They need to go to Eastern Europe, where those white people are dirt poor, and do mission trips in Eastern Europe. Because you have to understand, I had watched a video where a Kenyan was saying that he was asking about us. He was saying, how is it Black Americans, because they, they're our brothers, and, they was asking questions. And that white missionary would say, "Oh, you don't want to fool with them. They're violent. They're lazy. They this and that." So some of that violent and lazy stuff comes from these white missionaries going to the Kenyas and going to all these different places. This is why I always tell Black people, we need to go there. I'm not saying all of you want to go, and you don't have to go. But the people that have the heart and desire to go, we need to go there and go represent for ourselves the right way. And stop letting these Mzungus come in and lie on us like that, lying on our name. Yeah, they go brainwash the locals. But you know what? I can say this much. My experiences on the African continent has been great. I can't complain. The people was cool with me. They were real cool with me. Even when I went to the slum, the people was cool in the slum. The slum was eye-opening, though. I'm not going to lie with y'all. The slum was eye-opening for me. Oh, that was eye-opening. God, that was eye-opening for me. It made me appreciate, what I have. And it definitely made me say, I don't want to hear us go, like really, if you go to that slum, you going to say, I ain't complaining about much after that. I mean, for real, for real. You go to that slum. The people's cool, though. That's the thing is, the people was cool. The people was nice. I met some real good brothers and sisters in the slum in Kibera. They were good people. They really were. Sad. A lot of sad things though. But that what they dealing with. That's a failure of government. It shouldn't be individual people trying to help them. That's a failure of government. Government is supposed to not allow that to even be going on. But traveling overseas, you definitely appreciate what you have. You definitely will. But at the same time, I can appreciate things in other countries too. Like for instance, when I went to Ethiopia, I appreciated that the modesty. I appreciated that women wasn't walking around, with all these shorts and tattoos and all of that stuff. That you see, like all these women these days that mark their body up. I was like, I never understood that. Why women marking their body up like that? You just don't see that over there. So I appreciate modesty, but at the same time, a lot of those countries, they don't have a freedom of speech. So I appreciate America on having freedom of speech because you can't talk about the leaders too much in those countries because somebody may get at you. You may disappear in some of them countries, so you got to watch your mouth. See, Black Americans that be going to the continent thinking you're going to go there doing all this. You better watch your mouth. That's not America. Listen, the moment you leave the shores of the United States of America, all the rights and privileges stop right there. The moment you enter somebody else's country, no matter what country you go into, now you come and need their rules and their culture and everything else. And you can't respect the game when you at, don't go. Just that simple. Don't go. You say, what do you think about the Wakanda One City of Return? Well, when they build it, I'll give an opinion. Until then, it's just an idea. It's just an idea. Yeah, but you can't be going to other people's country and think you're gonna go there to do what you want to do and bring your American privilege over there and saying I'm an American, I should be getting treated like this and like no, my brother or sister. You can't just show up in somebody's country and have these demands. They don't even know you like that. You got to go in and establish some relationships first with people and get to know people, network with people and make friends with people. And then trust me, it'll go a lot better for you than you trying to go over there and just like, I should be this and I should like, no. Mm-mm. Oh, you say you live in South Africa? And another thing, like me personally, just my opinion, I think most Black folks should try East Africa. I love East Africa. You know, a lot of black people want to go to West Africa. Some people love West Africa, and that's you, and that's fine. I have a few things about West Africa I don't like about the France situation that bothers me a lot. That you're literally giving these people billions of dollars a year. That bothers me a lot. Um, then some of the things about slavery bothers me about West Africa. Um, you know, to a point. Now I know some of the tribes in Ghana has apologized, and I talked about that and I showed that. Um, but it just like I said, I don't know. East Africa invited me first. East Africa has been very open for me, so I just think East Africa is it's like that's just, I feel that's my starting point. And really, East Africa is the crater of life anyway. So I'll just, like I said, I'll start there. So I think I want to venture down South Africa at least next, because South Africa is, we in the struggle the same way in South Africa. So that's the Africans that we can relate the most with is South Africans, because because they dealt with apartheid, basically just a Jim Crow system, that they lived. So now, if people in West Africa, like the people in Ethiopia, reached out and made some, definitely, show some great things, and hey, we'll do the same thing. But as of right now, it's just some things I personally see that I don't like, and until some things improve, then I'll do something different. Oh, it's Nyla. Hello, Nyla. How are you doing? I think I was talking about you earlier when you had showed a tweet. What tweet did you show? Oh, when Roly Boule Martin was telling you that he was in a boule. That's what I was talking about. You said, did Ethiopia reach out to you? Yes, they actually did. They actually did. They sure did. Um, they not only reached out, but they also facilitated a lot of things for us too. So um, I can honestly say we were welcomed when we went to Ethiopia. So I think if more African nations would do that, and when I say welcome, I don't mean kissing my butt. I don't mean rolling out a red carpet and dancing because I show up. No, that's not what we saying. We just saying just be more open and welcoming on some things. And like I said, you know, we'll work on that when we get back to the continent. But we can't be having dusty Negroes from America that can't do nothing here and then going to the continent talking about you gonna do something. And all of a sudden now you talking about you got investments and black people in America should be investing with you. And the whole time you freaking scamming. You were dusty in America, now you're dusty in Africa. And that gets on my nerves too. But that's a conversation for a different day. Yes, they got tensions, right now in Tigray. Yes, Juan Gale talked about that. I like kind of try to let her talk about those stories about Ethiopia and me, um, because I'm not an Ethiopian. So I let her talk about that. He said, "Just all these are." Oh, somebody talking about white couple shopping. Oh, okay. I think, well, like I said, Black Americans should have a tie to Liberia, and I talk. You guys know I know. I'm real, good friends with Roy de Ure in Liberia, and we definitely had a conversation about them eventually doing like a year of return, because that's the only African nation that our ancestors set up is and beyond with you, when Black American people, the free slaves, controlled Liberia, it was an economic powerhouse. You understand? Our ancestors went to Liberia and stopped those 16 tribes that was originally there from still selling slaves. We stopped that. Our ancestors stopped that. Liberia is like America's, creation too with the free slaves, because really their plans was to start shipping us back over to Liberia. That's why they would set that up. Yeah, I saw that skit about the vacation thing. I saw that with Adele. And speaking of Adele, she dating a brother now. You seen that? I said I didn't understand what was up with her with the Bantu knots, and then I said, oh, that's why she got the Bantu knots. Nah, I see. She got a brother. Adele lost all that weight and got her brother. Prior to that, you didn't see her with none. So Adele say she had on her Jamaican outfit on, her Bantu knots. Shoot. Adele say y'all can't touch her now. Oh man. Anyway, y'all know I've been. You said I clear mention black woman and white woman. I don't know what you talking about. I don't know what you talking about. Mm. But you said Dale is taking a struggle gene somewhere else. Oh boy. What you say? You say you getting. I guess you talking about Adele getting the dudes banned too. Not. I guess. Oh man, that is funny. That's funny. Oh, like I said, I always joke about that. I said, I wish Thanos can take the Infinity Gauntlet and snap his finger, and we all leave. We all just disappear out of America and go wherever. I would love to see these people operate without us. I would love to see it. Oh, I would love to see it. One thing the late Ahmed Ross said, and I never forget that. He said, "Y'all talking about we built America? We did build America." He said, "We built Africa too." He said, "Why you think we capable of only building one place?" I say, "We builders." I'm like, "Yeah, you're right. We are builders." Yeah, I know Liberia. Well, it is being planned about like a year of return. Now, I would go to the Liberia year of return. I would do that because Liberia is the place that our ancestors from America, that's left went create. So yes, I would go to that because that is the African country, that should have the ties to us. So yeah, I'll go to that for sure. The Caribbean, yeah. Well, both of John's mom told me to come to St. Lucia. Said when I get there, let her know. So if somebody tell me to come, and she tell me how it was, yeah, I'm gonna go to St. Lucia. I think that's one of the first places I want to go because I got an invite. So there you go. Um, I'm just kind of waiting for this coronavirus thing to kind of die down a little bit. Hopefully, 2021 we can start, getting, going to the Caribbean and going back to the continent. I'm ready. Shoot. You see, if I think Trump gonna be running in 2024, by that time Trump will be what 78. I don't know if he not financially ruined. Oh, Trump ain't going no jail. He ain't going no jail. Just as much as he said Hillary's gonna go to jail. Hey, I'm glad you mentioned Trinidad and Tobago. I got a video. Oh, I'm so glad you mentioned about that. About this brother going in over there in Trinidad and Tobago on them Chinese. Yeah, I got to put that video out. You say you going to Grenada? Oh, okay. Yeah, man. Yeah, Great Black Shark. I'm chilling, bro. I'm not moving around, man. I was supposed to go to California at the end of the month. I canceled that, bro. We went on canceled it. Oh, you say Trump will have? Oh yeah, I wouldn't wish that on nobody. Dementia. It's a sad thing. Oh yeah, you saw that story? Yeah, yeah, yeah. You know what story I'm talking about? Trinidad and Tobago. Yeah, it is great, but like I said, you can't go over there right. Well, at least in the Tigray region of Ethiopia, don't go there right now. I guess you're gonna go to Addis Ababa if you're gonna go. Yeah, they are black people in the Philippines. Matter of fact, I was told by going to the Philippines. My little girl's doctor, she had ever since she was like an infant. She was like, "Oh yeah," she would tell me, "The woman you ready to go to the Philippines? Let me know. I'm gonna tell you where to go, who to contact." Like, okay, So I know a lot of black people that be going to the Philippines. But anyway, guys, ooh, that time is flying on me. Okay, so your heart too. Yeah, the story here in Trinidad and Tobago. Yeah, yeah. You said you from Caribbean, and yeah, who? What's up? What's up with all the people in the Caribbean, man? I'm looking. I'm still looking for contributors from the Caribbean. You know, and I told them that I need some Caribbean people who live on the Caribbean, not Caribbean Americans, but actually live out there. You know, that could jump in and want to contribute. Obviously, your dad was stationed there when you were kids. Oh, okay, you was a military child. Okay, okay, gotcha. Oh, but anyway, it's getting. Let me jump up off of here because I'm gonna have to go. What I'm doing right now. But anyway, guys, I'm gonna get working on some videos. Got a lot of things, and we'll get them up. So thank you guys for listening to us on this one. And you said your son is marrying a woman from the Philippines. Oh, okay, okay. Well, I hope the family cool. We'll see you guys next time.